Right on.
Welcome to the podcast. Here we got Sold by Josh, shittiest realtor I know.
No, it's on this episode. It's Welcome to the Sold by Josh podcast.
Yeah, he's interviewing me now.
Yeah, I run the interview. And on today's episode, we're going to see what Jared's all about here.
Damn.
And why he's worthy to be in my presence.
Before we get into that, though, you're
Off to
looking
a great start.
Man, you look like $1 million right now.
2 million actually, but yeah.
$2 million right now, yeah.
$2 million.
This guy comes in here in
Dapper Don,
style.
killing it. Only way to do it.
Yeah. So how long you been in real estate for, Josh?
Since '93. Everyone's always asking how old I am.
Yeah, you've been living in a house since '93.
Have you ever seen the movie Benjamin Button?
No.
Yeah. I'm about 102 years old, so there's about 50 years experience behind that in the real estate game. So.
Bro, that's crazy, yeah.
I know, it's pretty crazy.
I've been in the game since '98.
Nice, I like that.
Yeah.
98. It's a year of the dragon, by the way. It's pretty cool.
What's that mean, Year of the Dragon?
It's Chinese New Year, so I'm a rooster, if that gives any hints. It's my year, so we're going to roll like that.
It's your year?
It's my year.
Your year to what?
To dominate.
To dominate? Oh, yeah? You're going to take over 2024?
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, like what's your plan to take over 2024?
Just keep doing what we've been doing. I mean, me and the team are, I like to think, the #1 team in Calgary. So until we're proven otherwise, I think we're just going to keep doing what we do.
#1 by what metric? Like
every metric.
Most.
Best dressed, most record sales.
Yeah.
Let's say what else? Did I mention best dressed?
Best rap songs on Instagram.
Rap songs.
Yeah,
I think we might drop an album this year. I mean, our videos through QuikSell and everything have been top notch. So I think we're gonna switch up the game a little bit here, do something Calgary hasn't seen before, and by the time I'm all said and done, I think it's gonna be a pretty high standard for any other realtor or real estate team to catch up to. So. We'll see. Yeah.
What do you like about working with QuikSell?
You know what, Connor, he's the man.
He is the man.
Yeah.
No, he's nodding behind the camera. Yeah.
No, we come up with a vision for a video, and then the guys behind the cameras make it happen, like Connor. So I don't know. We kind of wanted to be unique on the Instagram platform and for Facebook and everything, where we post our videos and stuff. So I think it was a combination of, hey, we just want to look good, portray us as looking all cool and stuff, and then but showcase the home and make sure you capture every little scene, every little room in there, but make it fluent, and when it all comes together, I mean, it comes together pretty nicely, I must say. So yeah, I think that, and on top of that, QuikSell also offers us the package of the photos and everything, which is crucial to our marketing and everything as well online. So clean, crisp pictures in combination with a nice fluent video and a trendy rap song, I think it's done very well for us and our clients.
Trendy rap songs that get taken down.
Exactly. Yeah. You gotta stay controversial a little bit, so I think that's clean.
Yeah, you guys are definitely unique. Do you want to like share what makes you guys so unique, or are you trying to keep that genie in a bottle?
No, I think it kind of showcases itself online. I think a huge part of our success is using social media and those platforms and being able to be authentic on it. So if that includes using rap music or hip hop, I mean, those are things we love. And then, the suits and solds and everything on top of that. So I think that adds a little personality to the game. And to be honest, I think there's over 7,000 agents in Calgary alone, let alone 12,000 plus in Alberta. So, I mean, to stand out, you got to do something unique. And I think the key to that is being authentic. Being genuine and how we act, and we have a business side, absolutely, but there's a personal side to that we mix into our business that makes work more enjoyable, and the team culture and everything. I think that rubs off onto our clients, and the overall process comes together, and like I said, suits and solds and success and everything, and it's been a crazy combination. We're just gonna keep rolling with that momentum going into the new year.
Yeah. Speaking of suits and solds, like, what made you want to go down that route of just like looking fresh all the time and like looking good? Because I know there's some realtors that want to do it in sweatpants, and I mean, it works for them too. But like, and then there's obviously like you guys go like way over the top. Like, we're gonna look the best. We're gonna be the best. So is that more of like who you are as a person? Like, you always want.
Yeah, I mean, there's a certain pride that comes with when I wake up in the morning and you want to look like $1 million. In my case, I want to look like $2 million. But I mean, at the end of the day, it comes down to, I think it's just the principle of putting in that effort, in the way you dress, the way you know, whether it's going to get the Sold by Josh package at Master Blade Barbershop every 13 days. I'll plug my barber on that. But looking good, keeping a clean image, that's the effort I put into myself for my clients. I'm dressing at the end of the day for my clients. I've seen that when I'm around my clients, whether it be on showings or in meetings or whether we're going for dinner or whatnot, they appreciate the effort I put into myself. And I think that translates into the effort that we put into every little aspect of our business, whether it's marketing, the solds, portraying their home, listing their home. I mean, we pay attention to every little detail there is, but I think it starts off with just, yeah, as funny as it sounds, if you could dress yourself up and put the effort in yourself, I mean, it's going to translate into how you run your business and everything as well. So yeah, there's nothing wrong with, and plus on top of that, you know, you got to feel cute. So
Yeah, you got to, bro, you are cute.
Making me blush.
Yeah. So I guess, like, how do you run your team, or like, what makes you guys so unique in that sense? Like, cause I know, like, we talked and you were telling me kind of how you run your team, but like, yeah, why don't you tell everyone kind of how you do it?
Yeah, I mean, I've been, initially when I stepped into the real estate game, I was part of a team. And to be honest, every real estate team out there has their own dynamics. And I think there's this, it's kind of the same old structure, same old, how the team lead's going to run it, and it's all under the team lead and everything. In this case, wanted to branch out and create a team, a killer team, for lack of better words. Like the term is out there, the Navy SEAL squad, where it's like, okay, we're going to have a small squad of individuals here. We're going to run it as a partnership, and at the end of the day, that combination is going to hold the agents accountable. So whether it's branding their own logos and everything, but this is going to be a big collaboration of agents rather than one person's running the team and everyone works under like a master, if you will. No, each agent is unique in their own way, and when we bring that kind of synergy together, then those agents are going to have the pride in behind their careers as well. So I mean, this is a long game that we look into. It's not just Josh. It's going to be Priscilla, Kai, Jazzy, Dayton, the whole team as a collective. And when you bring these almost like Avengers together, then you're going to see the real power of how we run it. Yeah.
Yeah, because Tony Stark couldn't beat Thanos on his own, right?
Exactly. You need the whole squad.
You need the whole squad.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's kind of how I run the real estate squad that we have here, and it's been really good. I mean, one aspect of it that I have a lot of pride behind is the fact that I have 100% agent retention in that matter, and I'm not sure if many other team leads can honestly say that. And I mean, it's a proven method that I run.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day,
in 102 years too.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
It's not even like a short period of time.
We're gonna go for 202 years like this. So I mean, it's a great way. We are selective with who we work with, obviously, but at the end of the day, that's what brought together a talented team like we are, and each individual on the team has that recognition. And so when our clients come, it's not just like, oh, you're dealing with Josh. No, you're dealing with a team of rock stars nonetheless. So it's, I mean, and we've been able to take that, especially through the means of social media, Instagram, and everyone has their platforms. And like I said, you have all these rock stars together. It's going to create some magic. So that's how I like it. Yeah.
So tell me how you put the Avengers together, so to speak, because you were telling me
it's gonna seem a little well, it just came down. A lot of them I've known for years, so it started with that dynamic, and they say don't mix business with friends, but I 100% the other way. I think when you have people that you genuinely trust in your business, that just makes the whole process a lot easier, whether it be the back end of real estate or we're out there. But no, it came together, and then friends of friends, and then so there's a team of 9 of us all together, including myself, and we operate like one big family. The trust is there, and also being able to, you have your ups and downs, but at the end of the day, we're all in it together. So when you have that vision locked in, it's a really healthy culture that we run behind the team here. So, in terms of expanding and stuff, I mean, we are selective. I mean, we like the age demographic we're running. We're all similar ages, all share the same kind of vision moving forward in our careers, and we're all in it for the long run. So I think that's that's what's gonna bring it all together at the end of the day, and you're gonna see, hey, this is a long-lasting team. This isn't just, there's no fluff behind it. This is genuine stuff, genuine friendships, almost like a family unit. So yeah.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were saying that you met most of your team members in high school or something, right?
Yeah, it's been years. So I mean, like, for example, me and Dayton, we go back to high school. Me and Priscilla have a past like that. Me and Kai go back to junior high. So I mean, the whole team, it's a pretty unique situation. And to be honest, it doesn't feel like work at the end of the day when you're working with your long-term friends and everything. And I think what makes it that much more motivating is when you're working with people that you grew up with and you want to see them succeed, and we all want to see each other succeed. So I mean, that translates into our everyday work, whether it's even when we're on listing presentations together, showings together. We do everything in partnerships, and honestly, that's when the hours add up and you don't even realize it, and you realize you're putting so much time into work. But it's almost like killing two birds with one stone. You're chilling with your friend at the same time. So it's, like I said, it's been something that we created that I think moving forward, it's a lot of fun too. So yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So if you've been alive for 102 years, that means you were in high school like 90 years ago?
Yeah, it was a long time
Yeah.
ago,
What was high school like back
time.
then? What were you like in high school? Were you always
disciplined?
disciplined?
You get spanking if you act up. So I still
like wooden spoon and shit. Yeah.
wooden spoon stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's been I've been around a long time, so I've seen a lot of things happen, and you know what, you kind of adapt to that, and I think that's why we're a well-rounded team. So, and me as a person, I think, yeah, you know, when you see as much as I've seen, there's not much you could get past me. So.
Yeah.
Been there, done that. So.
Yeah. So you used to be in the car biz too, eh?
I did, yeah.
So it's basically like the foundation of your team and your like the success of your team from the car biz, pretty much.
I would say so. Yeah, there's a lot of aspects of the car business. At the end of the day, it was all kind of calculated. Stepping into real estate was the end goal, but getting into sales initially, and then going into car sales. And the idea behind car sales was to get the training behind the sales aspect of the game here.
Mm-hmm.
And this is maybe an unpopular opinion, but I would say that car sales is far more advanced than that of home sales in regard to the processes they run, the training behind car sales. And I think the reasoning being that there's a whole lot more volume behind car sales. So when you're pushing those kind of quotas, individuals are looking towards 20, 30 cars a month to be a successful salesperson in the car business, whereas in the homes it's a lot more scaled down. I think that training behind car sales and the interactions, and you're dealing with a whole lot more clientele behind that. It's a pretty cutthroat business as well. So being able to be in the car business, from that, take those processes, that training from the car industry, and kind of transition into real estate has been a huge advantage for me, I would say, personally, and for the team as well. So whether it's anything on the back end, the list is endless as far as that goes. But I think that's where it kind of took that turn. And now that we're dealing with a larger ticket item in real estate, selling homes versus cars, I think we're able to kind of adapt that into a whole mix of things, collab that with our personal identities and all that, put our mix into the game here. So I think, yeah, I'd say the car industry, the car business, car sales, where I came from originally, I'm very thankful for that experience. Absolutely.
Yeah. You said it's more advanced than real estate training, or
yeah.
How so?
I mean, I've been in different networking events or Zoom calls or these training calls from real estate, I guess. And it's funny. I mean, there's always that one line a lot of these so-called mentors say, where it's like, hey, you don't want to be that sleazy car salesperson. And I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, I am that car salesperson. What do you have against
I was that
me?
guy.
Yeah, I was that guy.
Yeah.
And here I am now in the real estate business. Arguably, it's been a successful career for myself. And I would say that, hey, no, I do. A lot of that success has come from the car sales, and I see that distinguishes me amongst a lot of realtors in this industry. And I think, again, it's just why the car sales is far more advanced is because, again, they're dealing with such volume. So there is minimal error, minimal margin for error when it comes to your interactions with clients. And I mean, it's so competitive in the car industry. I mean, you have, for example, you could have 7 dealerships within one city selling the same brand of car. So I mean, you could kind of do that in your head where it's like, hey, how are you going to stand out as a dealership, let alone as a salesperson? So I mean, the margins are a lot lower in car sales as far as that goes. So you really want to retain your clientele there. So they do a lot of training to make sure that, hey, you are effective as a salesperson. Every line that you say, every interaction you have with a client, you're translating that into sales. So absolutely, I think it is far more advanced. And the money behind car sales, I'd say they dumped a lot of money into their programs or back-end CRMs and marketing as well. So I think there's a lot to learn from car sales per se, as bad of a stigma as it might have being a car salesperson.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, you take that, the biggest difference between car sales and real estate is in real estate, I'm able to operate as my own entity, more so run my own rules, my own team and everything. So I think that's the biggest freedom I have in real estate compared to working the bell to bell in car sales. So yeah, there's a lot to take from car sales. Absolutely.
Yeah, makes sense. Because you can run as your own entity, you have the potential of running your operation better or worse. And I feel like a lot of people, when they jump into real estate, they just operate it like a lot worse, right? Because some people, I think, jump into real estate not even knowing that it's more of like a sales kind of business or like a grind.
Mm-hmm.
Some people are just like, oh, I really like houses, right?
Yeah.
And that just really doesn't, move any product, right?
Yeah, and that's where, again, it kind of, I mean, there's literally thousands of agents in Calgary alone. And I think the motive behind getting into real estate is always going to be like, oh, they get paid well, whatnot. But it takes a lot of discipline. And at the end of the day, for the most part, we're all private contractors, if you will, where it's going to take that discipline. Are you disciplined enough to work as if you are working under a boss? Because at the end of the day, in real estate, you are essentially your own boss.
Mm-hmm.
So who's going to hold you accountable to that? I know, for example, from a dealership, you're showing up there, sales meeting starts the day off, and then it's like hit the phones. You could be calling 100 leads before lunchtime, and then the phone rings, live leads, whatever it takes. But you're working under a performance expectation, whereas a lot of realtors, I think, to be successful in this industry, you have to have that discipline, hold yourself under that own accountability. So yeah, it could go either way. You could be great at it, or for the most part, I see a lot of agents, they will slack. So I think that's another thing that we kind of incorporate into the team as well. Each agent is accountable for their own, under their own brand, if you will. That's why we are marketed as individual logos, everything. You have your name. That's going to hold you accountable. At the end of the day, you're only going to let yourself down if you don't perform to your own standards. So it truly is what you make it to be, I believe.
Yeah. And I like that too, because you mentioned that everyone kind of has their own branding and stuff.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, you need to be able to slap your name on whatever it is you do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's a really cool thing about the industry too, is when you kind of, you stand behind your name. That's something that you could be proud of. And in the long term, I mean, there is a certain level of pride that you have behind your own marketing and everything as well, and being your own boss, if you will. And I mean, it is what you make it. So, yeah.
So what do you and the team like to do outside of real estate or work? Like what kinds of stuff do you guys like to do?
I mean, other than getting a fresh fade every 13 days or manicures, pedicures, I'd say we like to golf. We are, golf is huge. Golf season's coming up here, so the whole team golfs.
Nice.
Get pretty competitive with that. It's a great networking thing too. But I mean, for the most part, we're working 24/7. So I mean, if we could sneak out for a round of golf, absolutely. And we all have our pets. I mean, we're all big dog lovers. So I'd say, we go on a lot of dog walks and chill with the pets a lot too on our downtime. So I say between golf and dogs, and throwing the odd steak dinner and margarita, and I think that's pretty much sums up my life. So yeah.
Damn. You gotta take Connor with you on the next round of pedicures and stuff.
I think so.
Yeah, he's nodding. He's looking at his nails.
Absolutely. You're in, Connor.
Yeah. I mean, he's basically part of the team almost.
Oh, he is. I know he's been around for a lot of our. We've had a lot of fun shooting these listings together. So I mean, I like to think we're his favorite. So.
He's nodding his head yes.
Yeah.
Like
You guys
that.
hear that?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Damn. What kind of dog do you have?
I have a miniature schnauzer.
What does that look like?
I know she's a bearded lady, so they are salt and pepper in color. But I mean, it's kind of a distinctive trademark of the schnauzers to have their own little beards. So I'll have to show you guys.
Yeah.
Here. I'll have to pull up a picture. But yeah, no, she's a lap dog essentially. But yeah, takes after her dad. Just cute and harmless, and just a ladies man.
A ladies man, yeah.
A lady.
Nice.
Chick magnet. That's what I was looking for.
Yeah, yeah. Chick magnet. Yeah. Just like sold by Josh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. How'd you get her? Like, did you like rescue her or something? Or?
No, it's just she came from a farm in Rocky Mountain House, and then kind of was browsing around looking for a schnauzer. I was looking for something that doesn't shed, hypoallergenic, I guess. So I had a few options as far as breeds, and it was either a Yorkie, Schnauzer, Poodle, and the Yorkie was a little yappy from what I hear and researched online. So
Yeah, I had a
Poodles
Yorkie.
were a little aggressive, despite their. That's what I heard, and so it kind of just fell on the Schnauzer, and then here we are.
Yeah, yeah.
My best friend. So yeah, you'll see her in maybe we'll see her in the next listing video, I think. But you'll see her on Instagram here in the odd pictures. She's like my little assistant.
Oh,
yeah.
you guys should all bring your dogs on shoots.
Yeah.
Actually, no, we did one for Priscilla one time. Actually.
Yeah, with the Doberman. Yeah,
Yeah.
Priscilla. See, she has a couple Doberman, and yeah, world of difference. I think like I would be the Doberman owner, and she would own the Schnauzer. But no, it's the other way around. So.
Yeah, you can't be getting hair on your $1 million
I know.
suits,
See,
right?
the
$2
one-
million suits.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Hence why she's hypoallergenic, so she doesn't shed.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah.
So, but I mean, I don't know about Priscilla, but I could take my dog on showings. So Sky Blue is her name, and she's been on a few showings with us. So it's pretty cool that way. Yeah.
Yeah. What made you want to start in real estate anyways? Because I know you said you got into car sales, wanted
Yeah.
to do real estate, but what made you want to do that in the first place?
I guess at the end of the day, well, originally I was working in residential commercial construction, and then that's kind of what took me to working in oil and gas and taking that up north. So I was working up north, Fort McMurray, Northern Alberta, BC,
Mm-hmm.
and then kind of going from there. It was a demanding schedule where it was shift work essentially. So I was working the max any time I could get up there. So it was like 3 weeks on, and then you get maybe 4 or 5 days off, and I was doing that for years. And then at the end of the day, that was good pay. I mean, if you're aware of Alberta's oil and gas industry, you know that could.
I used to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So it was good pay. And then kind of the turn in life was, I had my dad's health and everything kind of took a turn. So then you spend so much time away from home that I wanted to be back home for that. So that's when I kind of transitioned into, hey, how do I make that kind of up north money from home?
And control your own time.
Yeah, and exactly have that more time to myself and for family. So that's when it was like, hey, the only way to do it is to work sales. That's uncapped, and I like the potential in sales and marketing. So real estate was the end goal here, and then working alongside partners in new home sales and everything, but taking that one step at a time. So you know what, we're going to go into car sales. We're going to make the most out of the car sales, and then once I can take what I want from that, do my real estate course, and then transition into essentially running my own business, having my own schedule, being in control of that, and then ultimately building a team of talented agents that I could work around as well, and then doing that for the long game. So that was kind of where it kind of started from.
Yeah. I guess we're getting kind of internet guru-y, but like,
Yeah,
people are always like, I started my own business because I want to, make my own schedule or something like that. And in reality, most people actually kind of suck at it.
Yes.
And,
I
admittedly,
agree.
I've been there a few times, but how do you find it, like managing your own time and your own schedule and like managing a team?
It is demanding. I mean, it's the same thing. Like you go, what is it? I've seen that meme online where it's like, oh, I don't want to work a 9 to 5 anymore, so I start my own business, end up working 24/7 now.
Yeah.
And there's a truth behind that. I mean, especially when you're just starting to get things going, it's really demanding. I mean, it puts a pressure on your relationships, your friendships, everything like that. But that's kind of a trade-off, and I see things in trade-offs. So, that personal time, I could trade that off when it comes to starting my own business like that. And I don't think a lot of people see that. They might, however they see real estate, but or being a realtor. But at the end of the day, no, it takes the discipline. You have to act upon it. So I'd say no. It's but the reward is there. I mean, that's the biggest one. Is once everything's in place and you put all that groundwork into it, then you're talking about a very lucrative career. And so honestly, I would say I love real estate. I love being a realtor, having a team. I do. I have the best job in the world, I feel. So when you feel like you found your niche, and then that kind of the passion behind that, I feel like that's what my partners and that's where my clients feed off of. And at the end of the day, that's what makes it so enjoyable. Real estate could be such a stressful industry, or the process of selling your home or searching for a home. There's so many different parts of it that could bring so much stress. But when you have someone that's passionate behind it, and I love it. For lack of better words, I just love it. I love real estate. So
yeah. No, I feel it like when you say it.
Yeah. So there's just so much to it, and I think you go from working under a boss and everything, and whether it's oil and gas or car sales, but I have a creative side of me that I wanted to express through my own business, and real estate, sales, everything like that. It's so challenging, but I mean, I'm open to the challenge at all times, and then kind of bringing in that marketing aspect to it as well. That's where the videos come in and the music comes in, and I have the freedom to market homes the way I want to have an opportunity in an industry that's so flooded, where I could stand out and be different. So I mean, there's so many aspects to real estate where I actually thoroughly enjoy. So I mean, we're in it for the long run. That's absolutely, I can't see myself ever leaving real estate by any means. I think it's going to be there till I expire, which at this rate might be in another 200 years.
Couple hundred years, eh? Yeah.
I'm always going to be here.
Yeah. Your videos definitely get talked about a lot.
Yeah. Both good and bad. Which I embrace both. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you got to be polarizing, right?
Yeah.
Like, one time I got a call from this realtor, and she was like, if I get a video from you guys, you're not going to put rap music in it, are you? And I was like, I mean, we can if you want, but we just take songs by request, and he just requests rap music every time. Like, he always has like a specific rap song. And
no, I think the numbers don't lie. So you could probably compare our videos and see who got more views.
Yeah.
But I mean, at the end of the day, that's going to translate into sales. And so the whole idea behind rap music, or even if it's a popular pop song, or whether it's controversial or what be it, it's going to get the views on anyone's home. And at the end of the day, someone's going to want, I mean, if you want to hire an agent that's just going to push the paper and list your home to the MLS, by all means, like I said, there's 7,000 of us in Calgary. So, or you could hire the one guy that's going to go above and beyond, make your home stand out. Whether it's good or bad, all my clients, I mean, they've seen it result in good sales. So it's just a matter of, it's a numbers game. What's it going to take to get the most eyes on your property, whether it's a clickbaity type video or the song itself is catchy. So keep that retention in.
Yeah. So what else do you guys do that's kind of controversial that really drives results?
I mean, I don't know. I think it's just a matter of us being authentic. It's not an act. I mean, if you're following us on social media, there might be a story or two, but that's engagement. I mean, we really showcase our true selves, and we work really hard. But we like to play hard too. So I mean, if we could showcase a personal side of our lives, then I don't know. I'm getting some eyes over here. But I mean, no.
What are the eyes saying? What's he not saying?
I mean, like I said, I posted, I don't know.
You wanted this to be the most viewed one, so
we push the envelope.
Up for the hard
I mean,
questions.
if it's like, hey, the suits and solds and $1 million listings, sure, but we'll show you the fun side of us too, whether it's having a few margaritas and all the pretty ladies that we hang with.
Oh, yeah?
But no, I think there's a great amount of engagement from that. And at the end of the day, a lot of people are going to say, hey, this guy's authentic. I mean, he's a fun time. But at the same time, the business side is where we get aggressive with as well. So, I mean, there's really no balance in life. I don't believe in balance. So I think it's an extreme, at least as far as my viewpoint, there's an extreme to each side, whether we play hard or we work 10 times harder than any other agent in Calgary. I think you're going to see that. So I think that's what drives a lot of people to watch the stories on Instagram or stay tuned for what are they going to do next. So, I mean, we enjoy it. Yeah.
Yeah. So your Instagram is a good lead gen for real estate business.
Yeah.
But is it also a pretty good lead gen for women too, or?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I gotta watch what I say next, but yeah, no, I think, I like the attention that comes with being a cool realtor in Calgary, and I think my team does too. So I think a lot of the guys trying to get in on the team, like I said, you have to be young and good looking and know how to dress, and I think it's gonna be a good combination for a successful Instagram engagement.
Yeah, Connor, I gotta hang out with you more often, eh? Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. I lost my train of thought here, but yeah, no, you do lots of stuff with builders too, eh?
Yeah, work alongside a lot of builders. Fortunate to have those partnerships, and I think, to be honest, it's funny. A lot of people ask, like, how do you get those partnerships and whatnot. I think it came a lot from the engagement on social media and whatnot. You know, a lot of people we had the eyes on us. So at the end of the day, it is a sales game. So who's going to get the most exposure on our listings and whatnot, and who's going to be creative and unique, whether it be the videos that we shoot or who's going to have the cleanest photos, but who's going to showcase our product the best. And so, I mean, yeah, we have some great builders that we work alongside with, and it's pretty cool to bring on new inventory to Calgary's market, showcase some of the new ideas they have, and so yeah, I like the new build aspect of real estate. That's always a fun side of it.
Yeah. So what you're saying is controversial rap music
it's the
gets
key.
you with builders?
There's a combination of a few things: controversial rap music, double-breasted suits, manicures, pedicures, and a fresh fade every 13 days. And I'm telling you, a lot of agents are asking me, what is your secret?
Why is it every 13 days? Why 13?
You have to keep it just under 2 weeks, because that's when the hair length gets at the perfect length where it's like you need a fresh fade going on. Anything over 14 days, I think your hair gets a little too long. You could look shaggy, and you don't want that in terms of your personal image and whatnot. So
yeah, how many days has it been since your last haircut?
It's been less than 24 hours.
Oh yeah.
Shout out Camo Master Blade Barbershop. If you want a deal, just go and ask him for the Sold by Josh package, and you could look almost as good as me. But yeah,
but not quite as good as Josh.
Not quite, never as good as me, but almost.
Yeah. Yeah. 13. Yeah, that's like a really weird, like 13 days. What happens if you like miss a day? Like what happens if he's, the guy's not available, or like you're away on a trip or something? Like what do you do?
God forbid that ever happens, because Camo's always available. But I think it's going to reflect in your sales numbers, and that's at the end of the day. I have a track record that speaks for itself. So, I mean, all these agents that want to come to me and ask for my secrets and whatnot, or coaching, I mean, I just gave you all the secrets. So if you're going to miss a haircut, you're not going to get your haircut every 2 weeks, then I think it's going to reflect in your sales or lack of. So, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
I gotta get my haircut more often.
Yeah, you do.
Well, it's been 6 days. But anyways, did you get a haircut because, like, was it day 13, or was it like it's the day before the pod?
I mean, it just kind of lined up that way.
It just landed on day 13.
I find that my life always lines up that way. So everything, I live a perfect life.
You do live a perfect life.
So there's not much, like I said, when you've been around as long as I have, there's not much that I miss out on. So it's pretty fluent, pretty seamless day to day.
Yeah. You look pretty good for 102.
I know.
Yeah, you almost look like you're, 27.
I was gonna say 20. Oh, thank you. We'll go even younger. I think. I mean, we'll leave it up there. A lot of people always ask how old I am. I could either be 23 or 42. You never know. We'll leave that out there. But like I said, just watch the movie Benjamin Button.
Yeah, you kind of leave that a mystery, eh?
Yeah, I do. I like it. I like to keep people guessing.
Yeah, allegedly he's in his 30s, but we'll never know.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly, yeah. Just like your Instagram allegedly helps you get girls.
Exactly. Allegedly.
Yeah.
That's how I met my assistant here.
Oh, really? Yeah. How'd you two actually meet?
Instagram. I mean, I could show you my DMs, but it's a lot of females come into the DMs asking to work alongside me, and then
allegedly
I look through it and say, okay, this one looks like she could dress well, so you could come work for me.
Yeah, she's shaking her head like, yeah, that's exactly what happened.
She knows. She's turning red because she knows that's. She's like, cut it.
Yeah. Is that actually the story?
Yeah.
All right, yeah, moving on to the next thing because that was totally the story. Yeah. I think there's a couple of other things too that you left out about running your team, like how you put like 2 people on every deal.
Yeah. No, I think. Well, I mean, that's just through the process here, seeing how different teams operate, how different realtors operate. It could be a very individual type business that you run, but in the sake of, like I said, we run a small team, and to get max exposure, it's not only beneficial for our clients in terms of, hey, you get the eyes through, say, for example, me and Kai will always co-list each other, me and Priscilla, or me and Jazzy. I could list any property solo dolo, get the eyes just from my algorithms going, or if I co-list at minimum one of my partners, then we're going to get double the traction in theory. And it's run pretty good that way. Everything and in terms of working a partnership, co-listing, even having a co-buyer agent on every deal. I mean, it really gets everyone involved, and everyone's always working that way. And in theory, the time it takes me to do one deal, when you're working a partnership, I could have 3 deals done with my partners. So I mean, that's how it always runs. We're always staying involved with each other, always helping push each other, whether it's a single listing or with buyers. You really kind of cover a whole lot more ground when you're working in a genuine partnership. So
Yeah, that's really smart. I know there was when I was selling cars, there was a couple of sisters that I worked with, and they split every deal. Didn't matter if one did more than the other. Like they just split it evenly, and they'd always just like help each other out.
Yeah.
And I was always looking for something like that when I was selling cars, but there's a lot of like issues, I guess, when it comes to that too, like logistics. You have to kind of find someone that has like the same values, or someone that is kind of like up to your caliber too. Or I guess like there's the opposite thing of like, you know, maybe someone's too good for you.
Yeah. No.
Because I mean, if you're just like 3 months into it, you know.
No, and I think that's part of the business where you'll see a lot of teams and the way they operate. It just they simply can't operate the way we do, because to be honest, it is a hard system to work unless you have that genuine trust in your partner or have a tight team in that perspective. I mean, we're competitive amongst each other, but not in an unhealthy way. I think we always want to see. I would love to see you do better than me, because I think that's a result of a good partnership or a good mentorship or what I'm able to do. So I think when you kind of look at your business that way, and I'm fortunate to have a team that operates that way, you're able to have those partnerships where there is no jealousy. You put that stuff aside, and there's the same end goal is in play. I think a lot of teams and stuff, they get competitive in-house, and ultimately that's a toxic combination for a lot of teams out there. So I say I would agree, it is difficult to do, but again, I'm in a fortunate position where you have those long-term friends, and that's why I'm one to straight up encourage working with friends or mixing friends with business and friends that you genuinely trust and could operate like that with. I think it's going to be nothing but big success as we've seen. So yeah.
Is there anyone on the team that outsells you, Josh?
They all do.
Oh, actually? Okay.
No, I think, no, like I said.
I guess that's like a sign of like a good leader.
No, Mo is the best, no. But, no, I think, no, everyone's put up some huge numbers over the last couple of years specifically. I think once we got that momentum going. So I always say, they always ask who's the best realtor. I say I'm number 8. That's after every realtor on my team. So, and I would say I'm very proud of them. So yeah.
So how do you train them to be so great then?
I just show them how to dress up in a nice suit, teach them the secrets. Again, the haircuts, the manicures, pedicures.
Your barber, the manicures,
pedicures.
Yeah.
and then from there, they just run with it.
Go get the Sold by Josh special.
Exactly. Go get the Sold by Josh. Make sure you're all cleaned up and looking pretty, and then the rest is just from there. But no, in all seriousness, I think it's just a lot of working alongside each other. So I mean, if you're starting in the business, you're gonna work under my wing, and you're gonna see firsthand the work that we do out in the field. Like we say, I'm not gonna sit behind a webcam and kind of teach a big group behind Zoom calls or whatnot. No, you're gonna see firsthand how we do showings, open houses. You're gonna see the way I interact with clientele that walks through those doors. You're gonna pick up off the verbiage I use, and you're gonna incorporate that into your process. And the cool thing is everyone's unique. That's how I view it. So you're going to have a different kind of riz than I do per se, but you're going to be able to run with that. And I'll show you the principles behind what to say and how to facilitate a transaction from beginning to end. And it's very hands-on in the team. And like I said, everyone's involved. So you're going to, and I think from there, you got to give agents the ability to flourish on their own as well. So once you get the principles behind the transactions and how to engage with clients and curate some more leads that way, then from there you have it's just endless, the potential behind your creativity. So if that's something that I could push and kind of ignite within you, then I think it's really, again, that's the cool side of real estate. You are your own boss at the end of the day. I'm not your boss. So that's kind of how a partnership operates.
Yeah, that is really cool. I know when I was, so basically what you're saying is you're not teaching everyone to be a second-rated version of Josh, but like a first-rated version of themselves.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. That's exactly how we dial it in. And so say, Jarrett, you join the team. Well, Jarrett, I want you to brand yourself, and you're going to be working alongside Josh. It's not working under Josh, you're working alongside me. And that way you're going to be accountable for your own brand and your own name. Your name is on the line as well. It's not just Josh everything or whatever team out there. It's kind of a unique take on the real estate team structure, if you will. And I see a lot of teams taking after it all of a sudden, trying to influence a partnership more so. But I mean, that's how we run it, and that's how I believe agents are going to see and carry that pride behind their own brand and feel motivated to work alongside great partners too. So I think that's all in all a good kind of dynamic we have going right now.
Yeah. I remember when I started selling cars, they wanted me to, like, you know, they printed out a list. They're like, call these people.
Yeah.
Tell them it's Black Friday or something like that, right?
Yeah.
So, so they had like a script, and the script read something like, "Hey, it's Jared from Saskatoon Motor Products. I'm just calling about this Black Friday sale." And then like it was just like it was so long, right?
Yeah.
And just did not sound like me. And so after a while, I just remember I just ditched the script and I was just like freestyling it.
Yeah.
For a while, and then I was like, "Oh, okay, I'm actually like decent at this."
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
When you read off a script, you just sound like a robot, or
100%.
like it's not you. They, like you said, you kind of have to sound like yourself.
Yeah, you do. You
Yeah.
do. And I think clients or potential clients, they feel that genuine aspect of yourself when you're engaging in a conversation with someone. They know. I get the calls all the time too of sales pitches from whatever lead generation companies and whatnot, and I could tell they're reading off a script. I hate it. I hated that aspect of the car sales too. It sounded so scripted. It's not. There is no human aspect to our conversation. It's almost robotic. And again, it ties into everything we do. It's just be authentic, be yourself. You're not gonna be Josh. You're not gonna be Priscilla. No, everyone's an individual. So Jarrett, you gotta find that side of yourself. I'm just gonna fine tune it in terms of how Jarrett could best say this or best say that. But at the end of the day, you're gonna let yourself flourish, and that's what people are gonna fall in love with. And not everyone's gonna love that, mind you. But at the same time, the people that do fall in love with that side of Jarrett or that side of Josh, that's gonna equate to a friendship throughout the transaction. So a lot of our clients do turn into friends, and we get along with our clients, and we could be a little more selective with who we do business with. So
Yeah, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, I lost my train of thought.
I know.
Yeah. Sometimes I think
I
of like
do
a
that a lot.
sometimes I think of like a good follow-up question, and then you
catch eyes with me, and then you'll lose your train of thought.
Yeah. They're just so dreamy,
I know. I tend to do that a lot.
Just big brown eyes. Yeah. Yeah. No. Sometimes I do this thing where like you say something, and then I'm like, "Oh yeah, it's like a good follow-up question," and then you keep talking, and like I don't want to just like not listen. So
I know. I talk a lot. I love talking. I love hearing myself talk.
Yeah. I do too.
That's why it's the Sold by Josh podcast today. So.
Yeah. Speaking of, like, when are you gonna hijack the pod and like start asking me questions?
I think it starts today. It started about 30 minutes ago. So Jared, who would you say is the best realtor in Calgary?
It's a trick question, but not really. I mean, if Sold by Josh is hooking me up with
There
like
you
a sick
go.
barber, like
There
a
you go.
sick discount.
I got the hookup. There you
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
So you heard it first.
Yeah.
Sold by Josh.
Yeah. Sold by Josh.
It's sold by Josh, not selling by Josh. Keyword sold.
Is there a selling by Josh?
No. Everything
Okay.
we touch is sold.
Yeah. I got you. Yeah. Yeah. What other hard hitting questions do you have for me, Josh?
Let's see. What else I got? Whew. I don't know.
Yeah.
What's a good question to ask Jared?
Yeah.
Let's say, what do you since you interact with so many realtors and so many listings and everything, what do you find, and maybe this is going to be something good for other realtors watching, what do you find stands out, whether it be through the work you do for listings or realtors in general?
Damn, that's a good question. Yeah. Going back to what you said about authenticity, I see a lot of realtors that want to do a video or they want to do something, but they're like, oh, I'm too afraid to talk in front of the camera. I do too many takes. I stutter. My hair doesn't look good or as good as Josh. And they, so the best thing you could do is literally just be yourself. Yeah. And, there's so many different rabbit holes we could jump down here. Like, are you talking from like a video perspective or like a marketing perspective, or
like in general? Because for your business, like, you do a good job of showcasing the homes, right, and taking direction from the realtors. But I guess, what do you find enjoyable, or are there listings or homes that stand out, or you do your work and say, oh, I got a feeling this one showcases really well because of this, or because this realtor decided to do this, or you see a lot of homes just like we do, but in a market where we're always competing with each other in terms of sales, you notice the ones that stand out, right? So what are those ones? And is it the agent? Is it the home itself? What do you think?
Yeah, there's so many like different rabbit holes we could jump down here, but like,
let's jump it.
One thing that comes to mind here is, so obviously for us, like if we're going in and like taking photos or taking videos, doing measurements, doing a virtual tour or whatever, one thing that helps is like if the home looks presentable, right?
Yes.
Like depersonalized, decluttered, everything looks presentable, right?
Right.
And so your team stands out because, or at least to us, because like we never have any reschedules with you guys. The most annoying thing for us is like 2 hours before the appointment, and then the realtor calls and says like, oh, they didn't clean the house, they have to reschedule or something like that. I just feel like it's kind of, it's A, like disrespectful to our time, and then B, the realtor didn't do a good job of like setting expectations with their clients.
Yeah.
And so, like the realtor kind of looks bad too. And then C, the seller obviously like isn't getting like the best possible service because they're not, like the realtor's not in their ear about like, getting prepared for things. Cause like the sellers, they don't know, right? They're just kind of getting walked through the process by the realtor, right? Like they don't know like A to Z. They just kind of know like the step that they're on and maybe the step next to that, right? So like obviously like if the place can be clean and the realtor can set proper expectations, and we can do everything on time, leave the place on time, and deliver your media on time, I think that's something that stands out to a seller. It's just like having nothing that goes wrong, right? Because I think there's like I said, like your team like never has reschedules, or at least I don't think you guys do.
I know, we're perfect.
Or that many. Anyways. Yeah, you guys are like perfect, eh? And so I see this like consistent thing with some people like you guys, like never have like cancellations or reschedules, because you guys do a good job of like setting expectations and making sure like the seller is well informed. And then there's like a consistent name of people that we work with that I always see. It's like they threw something in the calendar. But I know
name them. Name them.
Name drop. Oh, I could name drop a couple.
Call them out right now.
Yeah.
This is Sold by Josh podcast. We call people out here. We're not afraid to name drop.
Oh yeah. There was. I probably shouldn't name drop, but like there was one person that got me kind of fired up today.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So this lady had us.
What's her name?
It's pretty hard to like grind my gears. But yeah, no, I'd say like, as far as like what we do, usually just like the reschedules or like when someone wants like a really specific shot that doesn't really like matter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we're not saving child soldiers from Kenya. You know, we're not curing cancer.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, we're just taking photos of houses. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So that actually happens with like for sale by owners a lot. Like sometimes we get calls from for sale by owners and they want us to like take photos of the property.
Yeah.
And we used to say like, yeah, no problem. But what would happen is they would always like call in and be like, hey, like I was really hoping for a shot at like this angle, or like, why are the file sizes too small, or like why this or why that? And then, you know, we'd have to like go back and, you know, redo some of that stuff.
Yeah.
And so we actually just, whenever we hear for sale by owner, we just go, oh, no thanks.
Oh, it's going to be one of those.
Yeah. You should call a realtor actually, and they always just say
call
no.
Sold by Josh.
Yeah.
Anytime that happens, just feel free to toss him my number.
Yeah. So we just tell like for sale by owners, like, no, we just work with realtors. That's it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So.
No, I mean, it's good. I mean, at the end of the day, same thing. Like, we don't get too specific with our photos. I feel, at least, Connor already does a great job of shooting it. But I think that's one side of the sales too, where, hey, the photos, as long as they're clean, a lot of the work goes into before the photos are even taken. So whether it's laying out your furniture or staging or what have you. But I think photos is one aspect of it, but it's not going to make the sale, where I think a lot of realtors are relying on that per se.
Yeah.
And I think that's where open houses come to are so effective, is like, hey, the photos are good enough to bring the clients to the front door, and we are hosting the open house where you're able to walk through the home. And like I said, there's so many aspects to the sale in itself, or marketing, or exposure to that property. So yeah, I could see how that grinds your gears. Absolutely.
yeah, I'm sure like some of that stuff even like grinds your gears too.
Oh yeah.
Like you don't like dealing with like high maintenance people, right?
Yeah, no, I think like that's our job to do. Like, you leave it in our hands. We're going to control kind of how this property is marketed, but what we're going to work alongside you with is, hey, making sure you understand the importance of getting your house prepared, so that when photo day comes, Connor could come in, take the photos, they're good to go. And like I said, we have a vision on how we want to market each house, so we don't want it to be cluttered up or whatnot, but at the same time, we're not going to get too specific on angles or whatnot, because at the end of the day, hey, the photos are out there for people to see. And then another key aspect is the ability to have the open house, because there's a huge difference when people see it online versus being able to walk through that front door and see it in person. And so unless you're maybe the odd time you do get a person that will buy it off photos, whether they're an Ontario buyer or remote, and they're just sight unseen going to buy a property, maybe, but I think the importance is behind getting them through that front door, through showings, through open houses. So it'd be frustrating to deal or get hung up on one photo when there's 50 photos online that you could view of the property. So yeah, we like keeping it seamless like that.
Yeah, you don't want like any, like, let's say like one out of the 50 photos like wasn't good or something. You know, like hypothetically. Yeah. Just don't use it, you know, or like
100%,
or throw it up and, you know, just,
or maybe diversify the way you market a property. Maybe it's not just reliant on photos. Maybe get creative, and that's where I'm gonna toot my own horn a little bit. Maybe throw out a reel or a cinematic video, or blast it on your stories, or drone shots
from QuikSell Real Estate Photography.
Exactly. There you go. That's the plug. The best in the game.
Yeah.
The best for the best.
Yeah. Oh, I just thought of like another thing that really grinds my gears too.
Hit it.
Yeah. And then we'll have to like wrap it up because we're running out of time here. But so it's kind of like a combination of a few things, but it really just boils down to like people who call and are like, hey, I'm a top producing realtor, and if you work with me, then you're going to get all the agents in my downline, and like, so like, what kind of deal are you going to give me? And I'm just like, look, man, like, I know, like, if you're puffing your chest out like that you're probably not like that big of a deal, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah. And so
if your name isn't sold by Josh, then chances are you're not a top producer.
Yeah. There can only be one.
There can only be one.
Only one top
There's only
producer.
one king of the jungle.
Yeah. And then There's this lady that I was on the phone with the other day, and she wanted to she just wanted measurements. That was it.
Yeah.
And it's like $100, right?
Yeah.
And she was like asking me for a discount or something, and I was just like, what are you offering me in exchange for the discount? Because I always just like to kind of hear what they say, right?
Yeah, yeah. Negotiate.
And she was like, yeah, right? You can't just say yes or no. You gotta see what they gotta say, right? Yeah. She was like, oh, I was hoping for like a group discount or something, and I was like, for what group? And she was like, well, it's just me for right now, but maybe later you could get some more people from my friends or whatever. And I was just like, no, I think I'll pass.
No, I think I think that grinds my gears a lot, and that comes down to negotiating pricing or commissions or whatnot. At the end of the day, when there's a value behind what you provide, the price is the down price. If anything, there's a reason why there's a premium behind my work or your work. And at the end of the day, it's the result of it. There's a track record behind that. So that's a little harsh per se, but I think once you work your way up to having a track record and showcasing the quality of work you have, there is a market value to that, and that there's a reason why there's you get what you pay for. Mm-hmm. If you want a discount, go to a discount brokerage, go to a discount agent, go to an agent that's going to take a discount, or a provider that's going to offer you discounted services, and then don't complain when you come out with a product that equates to being subpar.
Yeah. Some realtors just don't take their brand seriously.
No, they don't. Yeah. At the end of the day, if you're going to look at your business, or if I'm going to look at myself as a realtor, I want to be able to look at myself and say, no, I would hire that guy personally. Like me personally, if I were to say, hey, I need a realtor, Josh Osmond, I personally need a realtor, I could honestly say I would hire myself as my own realtor, confidently, and say, no, I want the best of the best for my property. I'm going to hire this guy. So that's who I strive to be every day, through my work and whatnot. But that comes again, if I want the best, I'm going to have to expect to pay the best. There is no, if I want a discounted price, I'll go to some discount brokerage. If it's just a matter of listing it to the MLS, pushing paper, then yeah, you're going to pay a price for that, then absolutely go for a discount. But if you want to push your home, maximize your home's market value, if you want to say, hey, I want someone that's going to get more eyes than just the MLS could get, they have a social platform that they could utilize, they have a team behind them that could really maximize every dollar, every $1,000 matters to us. So if I get a sales price $1,000 higher than the next agent, 10,000, 50,000, it all starts to add up. So that's kind of the mindset mentality behind it all. And we're way too competitive to be subpar or be noted as a discount kind of agent. So yeah, expect to pay the best.
yeah, perfect. Yeah, I think that's such a great way to wrap it up here.
Yeah,
I think we're like 5 minutes over time or something like that. Yeah, but for anyone who wants to join your team or buy or sell with you, how do they find you, Josh?
It's easy. I'm all over Instagram. Sold by Josh, @soldbyjosh. You can't misspell that. And my number is all over there. There's a ton of social links there. But just look for the $2 million smile.
Perfect. Wrapping it up there.